Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Andrea Giraldo. Welcome to Meetings of the Minds, brought to you by the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in partnership with BronxNet. This show was created in direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic as a way to highlight the work of our members and partners, as well as to understand the resources they have to help our community in those difficult times. So I'd like to welcome our guests for today. We have the Director of Cultural Affairs, the President of the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and joining them is the 2024 First President of the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade Cultural Pageant. They are with us today to share with their experiences participating in the parade and to highlight this year's upcoming parade celebration. So please give a warm welcome to Karoline Rodriguez, Maribel Mercado, and Maria Figueroa. So, ladies, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
I think our viewers would be interested in learning a little bit more of your professional backgrounds, as well as how you became involved with the parade. So please, let's start on this side.
Hello, everyone. I am an events manager at eHealth Insurance. That's my regular job. And I am the president of the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade now. Since 2019, I became involved in 2006 when my daughter participated in the pageants. I enjoyed what the parade was doing, and I became involved as a board member for the parade.
Excellent, thank you.
Saludos, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Maria Figueroa, la primera princesa.
Bienvenida.
Gracias, muchas gracias. La primera señora princesa del 2024 de la parada del Bronx puertorriqueña. Mi pasión es las artes, soy instrumento de las artes, hago un poquito de todo un poquito de luces, un poquito de música, teatro, pero mi otra pasión es representar mi cultura con orgullo. Me envolví desde que vine de Puerto Rico aquí al Bronx y traía a los nenes desde chiquitos, mis hijos desde chiquitos a la parada puertorriqueña. Y de ahí pues adelante les empecé a enseñar que no olvidaran su cultura, el amor a las tradiciones, y me siguió gustando, y esta vez pues vi que estaban aceptando aplicaciones y aproveché y yo dije, yo que le tengo ese amor a mi isla, pues voy. Sí. Y gracias a Dios pues tuve el honor de ser coronada el año pasado en octubre.
Qué bien, gracias.
Gracias.
Well, where do I even begin? So what I do right now for a living, I own a real estate business. And my connection to the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade, I started at a very young age in 1991 when I used to live in Puerto Rico. My parents, wanted a better life. They wanted to do things different. So we came to the United States, and my father met someone who got him involved and introduced him to the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Almost like a legacy thing in your family.
Yes, to this day, I'm still like surprised that I'm at the place that I'm at right now, but it's just kind of like, the dots are connecting. But my dad was like, listen, there's this cultural pageant that I want you to be a part of. And the reason why I want you to be involved so that you never forget where you came from. You never forget about our traditions, our culture, and the roots. And sometimes when you leave your country, you kind of do forget a little bit. So I started as Miss Infantil. I continue to work my way up as I got older to Miss Juvenil, Miss Señorita, Miss Damas, until they were just
you have all the tiaras at home, I guess, or trophies.
I do. There were some that I won, some that I didn't lose, but it was just like such a beautiful experience. And then, my dad just siempre me metía like in everything. I started off at the Bronx level, then he put me in the national, all that good stuff. Fortunately he passed away, and I just kind of like had to step away, or I just stepped away because it brought so much memories But in the recent years, I've just been kind of like thinking about it, praying about it. I'm like, man, like I love my country. I love our culture. I love everything. I need to get back. And I put it in prayer. And when I met you, I got invited through a gala through my father's, who was my father's best friend, who, this guy, he's very well known, Federico Perez, who I'm so grateful to have reconnected with and known. And he told me about, you know, the Puerto Rican Day Parade being back and the gala, all that good stuff. Long story short, because the story goes on, I met Maribel at the gala, and I was told she was the new president. So I went over and introduced myself. She was like, "You look familiar." I'm like, "You look familiar too." I think that we probably met in the past. And she was like, "Yes, we did. We gotta talk." And you know, I presented to her, you know, my ideas and all that good stuff, and the rest is history. So now I'm the new director of cultural affairs.
So you no longer participate in pageants? Or
No, I kind of like low key wanted
Yeah.
to, but I'm like, no. I have so many ideas. I told Maribel that, you know, that I wanted to put into place, and I can't do that as a contestant.
Yeah.
So
Excellent. Well, thank you, ladies. So I know that part of the parade is a cultural experience, right? So, Maria, here are pageant contestants, right? Can you each share your experiences with the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade pageant? What is the process like? Or based on your past experience on today, from you, the director, the president, how does that look like?
My experience with the parade,
From the pageant perspective, what does
Oh.
that look like?
from the pageant, I didn't do the pageants, but my daughter did. It was very nice. It was emotional. It was my daughter learned Spanish. Like she had to introduce herself in Spanish, so that was challenging for her and many of the kids that were participating. They had to introduce themselves. They had to talk about their pueblo that they were representing. They had to say a little something about it. So for them, they had to do the little homework and do a little research about.
So connected them back to their roots.
Yes. So they were
Excellent.
kind of like forced to do that, to introduce themselves, to talk a little bit about the pueblo and the culture, the tradition, the dance. My daughter learned all that through the parade, so that was like emotional to me because it brought back memories. That's something that I did as a kid in Puerto Rico, because I did grow up in Puerto Rico, so
Yeah.
it was very
That's
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mi experiencia para mí ha sido enriquecedora y de gran bendición. He aprendido y he crecido gracias a la parada del Bronx puertorriqueña, gracias a la presidenta Maribel y a todo el equipo de producción, de la directiva y de cada una de las compañeras también. He aprendido de cada una. Y para mí ha sido bien, para lo del talento aprendí también, porque aunque uno sepa pues algo, pues
descubre los talentos que no
Descubre.
sabías que tenías.
Exactamente.
talentos escondidos.
Qué bien, qué bien.
Y gracias a Dios el amor también y el orgullo a nuestra patria y esa pasión pues se vuelve otra vez y se revive cada vez que uno ve la bandera o
Ajá.
que lo lleva siempre en el corazón.
Muy bien, gracias.
Gracias a usted.
So, my experience with the pageant, it's absolutely amazing. It's like Maribel said, you know, it's just kind of it's kind of like revisiting like your culture, your rules, like the traditions, and the really cool thing about being in the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade is that it's not just about, walking down the runway, getting a sadge, a crown. We also, encourage the girls to learn about what town they're from, a little bit more about Puerto Rico for those that were not born here and it was their parents or their ancestors. We do encourage that. So you're getting to learn where you're from.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like a beautiful way just to keep that cultural
Alive.
traditions and everything about it alive through multiple generations, which is quite lovely. Thank you. And Maribel, how would you describe your role with the Puerto Rican Day Parade? So I know you said you haven't been in pageants right now, so
Right.
please share with us what does a day in the life of look for you with the parade.
As the president, my role is to make sure that, of course, the board members are doing what they have to do, such as spreading the word about the parade, let people know that we are still here, that the parade is happening, that we are we have pageants. We have to make sure that we announce it, that we get participants, that we bring not only, get the sash and the crown, but you also have to bring in the tradition, of Puerto Rico and represent yourself. So my job as the president is to make sure that everybody's doing what they have to do to make sure that it runs smoothly, that we get the organizations that we want to have in the parade, and we open the doors to everyone, not just Puerto Ricans, but every culture out there. We always have open doors for everyone. We bring in different organizations, especially the local organizations in the Bronx. Small businesses, big businesses, restaurants, food, a little bit of everything, and that's my job.
you're
It takes
like
about a
an
year to plan.
Orchestra director. You ensure that everything runs smoothly so the parade can
Yes.
come out beautifully, I'm
Yes.
sure.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you. Karoline, how does the parade bridge culture and community?
So we do it through our music, our food, our traditions.
Any particular food difference between different regions that is showcased, or is it mainly like a focus on pernil, let's say?
No, I mean we have a lot of different
Oh, okay.
foods, so we try to showcase.
Empanadillas, we have arroz con gandules. When we do our events, we try to bring a little bit of everything because,
Okay.
not everybody likes pernil, right? So we have chicken, arroz con gandules, white rice,
I love
the
pernil.
beans.
Just invite me when the pernil is out. That's all I care for.
Yes.
Invite you to a pig roast.
Yes.
That's
I
super
love
Puerto
them.
Rican right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Colombian. You might be
Oh,
surprised.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we can't forget the coquito, of course.
And the
Oh, the
coquito.
coquito.
Okay. Excellent. I love it.
Yes.
Seems like a lot of fun.
Yes,
So, how
definitely.
important is the Bronx Puerto Rican cultural pageant for celebrating Puerto Rican traditions and inspiring the next generation? If anyone would like to take that question.
I mean, I guess I'll take it. So just, going back to, what I was saying earlier, cultural pageants are very important because, it just, it educates you on, where you're from, where your roots are from. And it just keeps the, how can I explain this? Puerto Rico alive, right? I feel like right now in this generation, we're coming across a lot of, people that say, hey, I'm from Puerto Rico. And you're like, oh, cool. Well, what town you're from? And they're like, oh, well, I don't know. So to me, it's just heartbreaking because I'm like, man, like you got to get to know about your, country. And I understand that sometimes, you might not be taught that, but that's what we do at the cultural pageant. We're here for you. We teach you. We learn together. We tell you like, hey, what town are you going to be representing? You're going to be representing Carolina. Then, hey, you know what? Fun facts, Roberto Clemente, one of the biggest baseball players of all time, is from Carolina, or like they call it, the La Tierra de los Gigantes, right? The town of the Giants. And these are fun facts. And people are like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, we're here to teach you, we're here to encourage you to, tap into to where you're from, and that's our goal. It's not just, looking cute.
Yeah.
You know, you're learning also, you're learning about the music, and that's what we're here to do.
And I feel, given what you shared earlier, specifically you, that started at such a young age with your father, so
Yeah.
multi-generational, right? And you experienced it through different years. Do you feel that made a stronger impact in the love of your heritage and identifying strongly as a Latina?
Yes. Oh, you're gonna make me emotional about that question. That's such a good question. I originally did not want to do it. I'm like, but you know, Dad. I'm like, Papi.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm Puerto Rican, and you know, like I was born there. And he was like, it doesn't matter. He was like, you know, we're going into a different territory, and you can get lost, you know. And I'm like, I will never. He was like, just trust me, you're gonna like it. And my father was very involved in the community, and so I said, okay. So I ended up like loving it. I ended up loving it because it just constantly reminded me, you know, like also singing, you know, like our anthem and things like that, and doing like our dances. Like it's just, it felt good. And I'm like, that's why I kept running. I kept running. I kept from 1991 to 2017 until the president of the parade was like, we love you, but yeah.
You're aged out.
You're aged out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh man. So, but yeah, it was such a great experience. I have absolutely no regrets. I encourage everyone to do it, whether you're scared or you're not. Like you're gonna love it. You're not gonna regret it. It's such a beautiful and amazing experience.
Amazing. I love that.
And she's doing a good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So how have you continued to reinvigorate the event itself, like with the community participating, being active every year, pulling in the people?
Well, we didn't have a parade since the pandemic, 2019.
Okay.
So we just came back last year in 2024. It took a lot of planning, so that's why we did it in October. And people were upset that it was in October because it was so late in the
But
year.
it's still somewhat close to Hispanic Heritage Month.
Exactly.
So to a
And-
certain degree, it falls within.
Exactly. That was
Yes.
It was like a week before, and we had a beautiful day. So
Actually,
it was
yes.
a perfect day for a parade.
No
it
rain.
It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It wasn't raining. It was just a perfect day, and everybody was really happy about that. We just what we did is we kept it alive through social media. You know, as you already know, everybody knows social media is where everybody is all the time. So we kept it alive through there. We just kept sharing pictures from the past. We shared history of Puerto Rico. We share a lot of information about Puerto Rico, about the parade, the many years of the parade, and throughout the year in 2024, before the actual parade, we just we did events. We did the Three Kings Day in the beginning of the year. We did Mother's Day, Father's Day events with the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade. So that's how we let people know, hey, we're back in person. So yeah, that's how we kept it
Excellent,
going. And now
excellent.
we just we all over social media. We have done several events in 2025. We did Three Kings Day. It was very successful. We did a toy drive.
So just recently.
Yes, just recently. We got donations even from Massachusetts, from Costa Mar
Yeah.
radio station. I mean, we and other people that donated.
Yeah, people are excited
A lot
that
of
we're
people
back,
donated
and
toys,
people want to
yeah.
be part of it. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. And aside from those donations, what other support have you received from local businesses, organizations within the community?
Oh, it's been great. Vanessa Gibson, the Bronx Borough President, she's been very supportive. Rafael Salamanca has been supportive. La Madrina de la Parada in 2024
Was
Natalia Fernandez.
okay.
The Grand Marshal was Karines Reyes. The elected officials have been very supportive. Then we have a few restaurants.
Yeah, we have Made in Puerto Rico. We're actually collaborating with them to do a big recruiting day. And you guys are invited. Oh, by the time this airs, you might not be, but don't worry, you'll
Yeah.
hear about it. So we're gonna be doing a big recruitment day next Sunday. They're super supportive. Barrio BX is a huge support system that we have, and they're also big sponsors as well as Metro Plus. I mean, a lot of people are very excited. They're
Yeah.
excited. They're supporting whatever we need. Also, the Golden Hall in City Island, they actually just donated their huge catering hall for our coronation, which is going to be very exciting. It's going to be a very glamorous coronation, and you guys are all invited. This is going to be May 4th at 1 o'clock, so stay tuned for the details.
Yeah.
Excellent. I love it. So, Maria, what advice would you give any new pageant contestant that hopes to participate or future pageant contestants?
¿Qué consejo?
Sí.
El consejo que le daría a los jóvenes sería que inspirarlos a la nueva generación a que se sientan orgullosos de sus raíces y su cultura, que no olviden su herencia puertorriqueña donde quiera que vayan y que con esfuerzo y determinación los sueños sí se hacen realidad.
Qué lindo, qué lindo.
Gracias.
Y para ganar.
Para ganar.
Okay.
Esfuerzo y
Muy bien.
Es el
determinación.
actitud, por eso está ahí.
So always a winner. Participate, be active, right?
Yes.
Excellent. And what do you expect of this year's parade pageant? Anything new coming, different from last year that
yeah.
you can share?
I could touch on that. So,
Yeah.
as I've mentioned before, from
Just
one
don't
of our
say too much.
amazing.
Let it be
I
secret.
This is
know,
top
I know,
secret
we gotta-
information,
I know,
people.
guys. It's
Coming
gonna
out.
be. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be definitely bigger and better than last year. As I mentioned, this is the first time in history that the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade is hosting a coronation at this in a beautiful catering hall. We're also in talks with maybe a place around here for us to do the talent show. I mean, it's going to be so many exciting things, guys. I'm sorry, you're going to have to stay tuned. Check out our website, check out our Instagram for more updates, but it's going to be
So
good.
I like that you brought up Instagram and social media. If you can share the handles, where can people find you?
On Instagram, it's called BX. Wait, we just created this, so
We're
I have to-
revamping,
I have to
we're
cheat.
improving.
It's the BX Puerto Rican Parade on Instagram.
So on Instagram, the BX Puerto Rican Parade.
Yes.
Okay. And any Facebook?
Yes, Facebook, the Bronx Puerto Rican Parade.
Okay. And a
Uh,
website coming soon?
And a website is coming soon. We'll let you guys know on social. We'll share it on social media.
Okay, so basically right now we have Instagram and Facebook. Could you share the handles again, please?
The social media. The
Instagram is?
Instagram is the BX Puerto Rican Parade,
Yes.
and Facebook is the Bronx
Bronx
Puerto
Puerto
Rican Parade.
Okay.
So we're revamping. That's why she's
Estamos en
it's
vivo.
throwing her off the
Yeah.
names because we're actually we're revamping.
It's pretty new. The Instagram is pretty new. The Facebook, we had it for a while already, so that one I know.
Excellent.
But yes.
And I just wanted to retouch, you said you were going to look for volunteers, is it? Or what are you recruiting for?
Oh,
Contestants for
Contestants.
to look for the
Please, do share.
yeah.
Hey guys, so we are looking for the next king and queen of the Bronx Puerto Rican Day Parade, and we're looking for Puerto Ricans. You don't have to be from Puerto Rico, from the Bronx, to come in and join us in this cultural pageant. We do have orientation coming up, which is going to be January 25th at 10 a.m. And rehearsals are going to be starting February 8th. So please, reach out to us and let us know if you're interested, and we'll get you in here.
Is there any specific requirement? For
Five
them?
ages 5 to the golden years. men or women, boys or girls.
Any
That's-
categories or?
Yes, the categories, the age groups.
So, like you mentioned, yeah, we start at 5 years old up to like in your 60s. You do have to be a resident of the Bronx because you are representing the Bronx, and you do have to be Puerto Rican. You don't have to be 100% Puerto Rican, but if you're half Puerto Rican, one of your parents is Puerto Rican or your grandparents, then you're definitely more than welcome to participate.
And go through the selection process, I'm sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, we
And-
have a fashion show, a talent show, and then the coronation. So it's three
Oh.
different events.
So you went through all of those.
Sí, sí.
That's the exciting
El
thing.
talento,
So
sí.
the fashion show is gonna consist of, you just, coming in down the runway. You're gonna introduce yourself, introduce your town. You're gonna pick, your best outfit. You're gonna look amazing. That we're doing in March, and then we're gonna be doing the talent show in April, where you get to showcase,
Talent.
your talent. And
hope-
even if you don't have a talent, trust me, you have a talent, because I didn't think I had
Todos,
one. Not
todos
the-
tenemos uno.
Yeah.
and
Todos.
then
Todos
the
tenemos don y
coronation.
talento.
Excellent.
And the
Excellent.
coronation is also is like another fashion show. It's like putting everything together.
Fantastic.
That's what we're going to name the
fantastic.
king and the queen. We're going to have some amazing judges that we cannot say their names.
Okay.
Very good people, very well known. And they're the ones that are going to be asking the contestants, questions about, like their background, about Puerto Rico, all that good stuff. And based on those questions, they're going to be scored. We're going to tally up from the other previous pageants because they're going to be scoring too as well. And then the coronation, that's where we're going to pick the Mr. and Mrs. Bronx, Puerto
Well,
Rico.
fantastic. This has been very informative. I can't wait to attend the parade. It sounds like a lot of fun, a lot of great food, including pernil. So thank you,
Yes.
ladies.
We'll make sure to have a plate for you.
Thank you.
I just want to say the parade is May 10th in the Grand Concourse, 166th Street. And the gala will be May 8th in Villa Barone
Thank
at
you.
6 p.m.
Thank you. So unfortunately, that is all the time we have today for this show. I want to thank our guests, Carolina Rodriguez, Maribel Mercado, and Maria Figueroa for joining us. And you, our viewers, for tuning in and checking us out. Keep following BronxNet TV for continued coverage. If you're not a member of the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, you can visit it at hispanicchamber.nyc. Again, that is hispanicchamber.nyc. You can also engage with us on LinkedIn at New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all spelled out. And I'll see you next time for another episode of Meetings of the Minds in partnership with BronxNet TV. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Puerto Rico.